is definitely a big element of my game. It's what makes me so versatile. My size allows me to be able to be a big receiver on the outside. But what makes me different is I'm versatile as I can run any route in the route tree and I can make plays from anywhere on the field. So it's definitely something that I'm continue to use and uses my strength.
Jonathan.
Jayden, Jonathan Alexander with the Houston Chronicle. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Uh, yeah, I'm curious, what was your dealings like with the Texans in the pre-draft process, if you had much, and what was your impressions of them?
Yeah, I had a combine interview with Houston. I also met with them at the Senior Bowl, and it was a great meeting. Both of those were great meetings. Just really, honestly, getting to know me, even outside the ball, just talking to me, seeing what type of person I am. And then I just had a lot of meetings as far as Zoom with like different coaches. So yeah, it was great. I had a great impression with them, and it's a great organization, of course. And I'm ready to come in and help them win.
If I could ask, like, what was it like to hear your name finally called and find out you were going to the Texans?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a blessing. It's definitely nerve wracking just because you don't know where you're gonna go. But at the end of the day, it's all up to God, and He's gonna put you in a situation to succeed. So I'm just happy to be here.
Cool.
Jayden, congratulations, Cole Thompson from Texans Wire.
Thank
One player that you were compared to a lot throughout the pre-draft process was Nico Collins, and that is now going to be your teammate. When you look back at his film the last few years, was that somebody that you emulated your game after? And if not, what are some things that you like about this offense that are really going to stand out pairing alongside with him?
Yeah, definitely. I would say I try to emulate my game after a lot of guys. Nico being a big receiver, definitely I like to watch his film. Really, what I see from his game is just how explosive he is. He's also very physical, fast, but really just a great vertical threat. So definitely try to pick his mind and see how I can implement some of those little things that he has into my game as well.
Christy.
Hey, Jayden, Christy Reekin from the Associated Press. Wondering how excited are you to play with CJ Stroud? I mean, you're joining a team that has a young quarterback that's really already established himself. So, the excitement of playing with him and what you think you can add to this offense with him.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I feel like, he's definitely going to elevate my game. I hope that I can come in and elevate his game as well. I hope he's as excited as I am to play with him. So I can't wait to get there and talk to him. So it'll be great.
DJ.
Being from, South Florida and whatnot, you said obviously a lot of kids down there aren't 2 stars, a 3 star, 4 star. How are you able to, when you're going through your process of going to EKU, ended up at Iowa State, how are you able to stay focused and not even fall into the comparison trap? Because sometimes that can be easier for younger kids to fall into the comparison trap of what somebody else is doing, things of that nature. How are you able to lock in and focus on your path, your journey, and get to the point where you are now?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for me, at the end of the day, it's always been a look yourself in the mirror type of thing. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. I'm gonna pick certain people's brains and see what they do good and try to take it. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to be the best version of myself, and it's gonna, show itself when you're out there on the field.
Kim.
Hi, Jaden. Welcome to Houston. I'm Kim Davis with Chalk Talk. I
Thank you.
wanted to ask you how much you know about the Texans and if you've had conversations with anybody here before you were selected.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, I know that Houston is a great organization, great young quarterback, great offense, definitely a great defense. I actually know Xavier Henderson. He played at Iowa State. He wasn't there while I was there, but I talked to him before, so I know him. But yeah, talking to all the coaches was great. Really just ready to come into the building and gel with those guys.
And quick follow up: if you had to describe yourself really as a receiver, how would you do that? And thank you.
Yeah, I would say, of course, a big receiver because of my size, but someone that's going to make the play when the ball is in the air. I kind of think of myself like a Larry Fitzgerald type of person, someone that's going to just catch the ball when it's his opportunity, someone that's always going to be in the right spot at the right time and just get open.
Sam.
Hey, Jayden. Sam Warren with the Houston Chronicle.
Hello.
Congratulations on coming to Houston.
Thank you.
You're a guy who's comes from a two sport background. having played a lot of basketball growing up, even, didn't play football and pursued basketball kind of in that sophomore years in high school.
Yep.
How much do you think that background benefits you and adds to your skill set going forward? And how much room do you still think you have to grow as a receiver going into the NFL?
Yeah, I think basketball was definitely huge for me. Just being able to move in tight spaces, knowing how to set people up, knowing how to use your leverage to win, and really just being mobile. Being elusive, shifty, and then as far as how much room I have, I feel like I have a lot of room to grow. Coming into a new league, and I'm just gonna try to, work my tail off and just go out there and dominate every time I'm out there.
All right, we will close with Aaron.
Hey, Jayden,
What's
when
going
you
on?
look at your goals, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
When you
you.
look at
Yep.
good, thank you. When you look at your goals for your rookie season, obviously everybody talks about earn respect from veterans and how you want to establish yourself. What are some plans you have to go ahead and go about doing that? And I have a quick follow-up.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is coming into the building with that pro mentality, which I feel like I did a great job at Iowa State. Always being consistent, always being on time, have that mindset that you want to learn, and then really when you're out there on the field, you got to perform. So people aren't going to respect you if you're not performing on the field. So that's my plan.
Awesome. And lastly, now that you're in the NFL, what would you do to celebrate? What's something that you would choose to do with family, kind of to commemorate the moment? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to be here with my family. We had a little draft party, my friends and family. So just continue to be here and soak in the moment with them. And then, tomorrow, next week, it's time to go.
Thanks, Jayden. Congrats again. We'll see you soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.